prepare to race onto the field. Everything is riding on this football game. So there's a special intensity, a special urgency. Here come the Volunteers. Wherever you listen throughout the world, it's football time in Tennessee.
What's up, guys? Dane Davis here. Shout out to Boogie Bentley, Dauber, and the Indy Kid over at Talkin VAWLS Network on YouTube. VAWLS fans, head over to their YouTube channel, Talkin VAWLS Network. Smash that like button and subscribe, baby. Go Big Orange.
Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley, and today we're going to talk a little bit about recruiting. We're going to talk about the Rodney Garner effect and how it impacts not only the class of 22, but also the class of 23. We're just 5 short days away from kickoff. I'm excited, cannot wait. I was sitting in the living room this morning reading a book. The wife wakes up bright and early on this Saturday morning. She comes walking through. She's like, man, I'm ready for fall. I'm ready for fall weather. I'm ready to walk in here and you be watching College Game Day. Cracks open the door. It feels like it's about 90 degrees hot and humid. Does not feel like fall at all, but we're 5 days away. Let's get into it before we get rolling here. As always, guys, do me a favor. Drop down just below the video. If you would so kindly just press that thumbs up. If you're new to the Talkin VAWLS Network, welcome on in. Go ahead and subscribe. Click that bell for notifications. You won't miss out when we go live, when we drop new content. It is football season. We go live every Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time. We'll be breaking down the Bowling Green game this coming Tuesday. And then also Saturday, we're going to do a special, Thursday, we're going to do a special tailgate show about an hour before kickoff, and then we'll be live immediately following the game. But let's get into it. Let's talk a little bit about Rodney Garner. Let's talk a little bit about recruiting. Going to take a look at this article from 24/7 Sports. It's from Ryan Callahan. It says, VAWLS among contenders for 24/7 Sports' #1 prospect in the class of 2023. When you go down and look, it says Tennessee is one of the early contenders for 24/7 Sports' top overall prospect in the 2023 class. 5-star junior defensive lineman LeBeus Overton of Milton, Georgia High School announced his top 12 college choices Wednesday in a post on his Twitter account, and the VAWLS are one of 7 SEC teams on his list of favorites. So what does this mean? What does this mean? If you were going to rebuild this Tennessee program coming out of spring, what was the overall narrative? The overall narrative was the defensive line got pushed around. They got manhandled. They got beat in the orange and white game. But look, Rodney Garner effect. What does he do? He gets that thing going in the right direction. We hear in scrimmage #1 of fall camp that the defensive line was a little bit more dominant. Rodney Garner knows how to teach, to develop, but he also knows how to recruit. And when you look at the class of 22 right now, Walter Nolan, #1 player in the country, just so happens to be on the defensive line. Now, Walter Nolan, that's an interesting story. You know, he's changed his top 3 a couple of times. The one constant is that Tennessee is in the mix. And I think the kid, I think he's enjoying the attention right now. And that's fine. That's fine. He put out a post the other day. If he got to 11,000 Instagram followers, he would go ahead and make his commitment. Well, now he's sitting somewhere around 12 or 13,000. Still no commitment, but it's hard to blame these kids, especially now when you look at NIL and the opportunity to make money in college. Social media followers is a big deal for these kids. So it is what it is. Walter Nolan, he's going to play this thing out. He's going to make his decision. But when you look at the positives for Tennessee, again, it just so happens that the year that Rodney Garner returns to the Hill, the top player in the class of 22 and the top player in the class of 23 both happen to be on the defensive line. Now, is it possible that Tennessee lands both of these guys? It's very possible. It's a domino effect. Once you start creating momentum in recruiting, I talked about it, with Caden Curry. I know Caden Curry has eliminated Tennessee off of his list. Never say never. There's still an opportunity there. And if Rodney Garner goes out there and lands Walter Nolan, that's going to create a little bit momentum. It's way easier to ask Overton, hey, #1 player last year, he's down in Knoxville. You want to come play beside him? And then you start to create what this football program has been missing. Gone are the days of guys like Leonard Little on that defensive line, guys like Big Haynesworth, John Henderson. Let's start rebuilding a powerhouse up front on the defensive line. Going to look at the article here from 24/7 Sports. Says the lone prediction on 24/7 Sports Crystal Ball points to Oklahoma as the early favorite to land Overton. His father and a former Oklahoma offensive line who was an associate athletic director at Texas A&M in 99 through 2009 and now is the athletic director at Kennesaw State. His mother was a standout volleyball player at Kentucky and his older brother a defensive lineman at Liberty. More than 25 schools have extended scholarship offers to Overton. Tennessee's former staff joined the race in August of 2020, and he has remained on the Vols radar since first-year head coach Josh Heupel's hiring in late January. Says they have yet to host Overton on an official recruiting visit, but he did travel to Knoxville in April during the dead period for recruiting to attend the spring orange and white game with his teammates Jordan McDonald and Maurice Clipper Jr., who's now committed to Tennessee. So again, the Rodney Garner effect, relationships. One of his teammates, Maurice Clipper Jr., just committed to Tennessee not too long ago. Same thing for Caden Curry, Taven Jackson, his best friend. His best friend is the future at quarterback for this Tennessee program. It's Josh Heupel's picked quarterback for this football program. So what does Rodney Garner mean? I played this clip before. I'm going to play it again because when you hear Matthew Butler talk about Coach Garner and what he means, these kids know who Rodney Garner is. Sometimes we talk about, how young they are, and they don't remember the days of Peyton Manning. They don't remember the glory days of Tennessee football. They weren't even alive when Tennessee won a national championship, but they all know who Coach Rodney Garner is.
Oh, he means a lot. We all know who Coach Garner is, from his past, and we all know who Coach Garner is to us right now. And he is a dude. He's the dude, He's the best of the best. So, you go in there, you listen to what he has to say, you apply it to your game right away. No ifs, ands, or buts about it because it works. So it's been amazing.
What's he like behind closed doors? We see him kind of out here at practice being all fired up. I mean, what's he like in team meetings?
He is
kind of more reserved?
Definitely fired up out here. Y'all have seen it. He's a fiery guy, and he's going to be that way. Behind closed doors, obviously, he loves us. We love him. We can talk. He can be fiery like y'all see him. He can come down like he's a very well-rounded dude. Like he's a great dude to be around, point blank. He's going to shoot straight with you. All that stuff you see out here, that's football. When you're talking to me as a man or any of our other guys as a man, we're talking as men, and that's what it is. So that's good that you have a well-balanced individual coaching a group of guys like us.
Coach Garner is the dude. I fully expect a completely different defensive line unit this fall than we saw last year. Again, their position coach fired 4 games in, then Cornbread took over. I think we're going to see a completely different defensive line. The article goes on to say after making the trip to Tennessee on the 24th, Overton told 24/7 Sports' Steve Wiltfong that he believed the Vols program was moving in the right direction under Heupel's staff. Quote says, watching them, you can see they're a rising program. They looked amazing all around. They have an amazing offense in their defense. I can tell they're adding to their defense. Let's go down and look at the scouting report because, again, Tennessee legitimately has an opportunity. They have an opportunity to add the number 1 player in the class of 22, the number 1 player in the class of 23. They are in contention. So what does Overton bring to the table? It says ample snaps as an end and a tackle in a 4-man front. Also has gotten reps at inline tight end and plays basketball as well. Functional athleticism is obvious on tape and supported by encouraging testing in summer 2020 and spring 2021. Pursuit, speed, and effort stand out. Active versus the run with stack and shed abilities. Showed expanded pass rush nuance as a sophomore with a dangerous spin move off the edge. Also displayed strong rip that worked inside from the edge. Good lateral range combination of physical tools and athleticism make for difficult blocking assignment. Play strength is not in question. Massive production as a sophomore and freshman. Pass rush ceiling will continue to rise as dip and bend ability improves. Ultimate positional home depends on physical development and scheme, but looks like one of the nation's top prospects, regardless of position in the 2023 class. How do you want to get to the league? What's the best way to get to the league as a defensive lineman? Rodney Garner. Rodney Garner is the way. So come on down, Overton. Come on down, Walter Nolan. Let's get this thing rolling in the right direction. Let's rebuild that defensive line and make it a strength of this defense. Leave me a comment. Let me know how much of an impact does Rodney Garner make in the recruiting game, especially on the defensive line. Think Tennessee has a legitimate chance. What do you think their chances are with Walter Nolan? Excuse me. Like I said, I think he's going to change his top 3 list as many times as he wants to change that top 3 list. But ultimately, I think one thing that is going to remain the same, and that is Tennessee is going to be in the mix. But until Walter Nolan puts the pen to paper, I have to see it to believe it. It is what it is. I don't know what that kid is going to do. But that's going to wrap it up for this one. If you have not done so yet, please smash that thumbs up on the way out the door. Also, check out the official merchandise of the Talkin' Vols Network. Just go to bonfire.com/store/Talkin' Vols. The link to that will be in the description below. Got tons of different styles, T-shirts, hoodies, long sleeve T-shirts, tank tops, all that good stuff, multiple designs, different color schemes. But check it out. Any and all support would be greatly appreciated. Also, don't forget to join us Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time for Talkin' Vols Live. We'll be making our predictions for the Bowling Green game coming up Thursday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time. That's going to wrap it up for this one. This is the Talkin' Vols Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.